What's up, everybody? It is your girl Nicole, and this is Nicole's Accountability. You know, I don't like to waste any time, so let's get into this video. Today's video is going to be about my mental health diagnosis. Specifically, we're going to be talking about histrionic personality disorder and any personality disorder. So first and foremost, I want to share with you guys a little bit about how it was when I was a kid growing up. When I was a kid growing up, I was always very emotional, always very emotionally attached to our animals, dogs, cats, chickens. We had hamsters. I had a bunny rabbit, and they were like everything to me. I loved these animals. And also another thing that I always had empathy, and I could feel others' feelings so deeply. I can remember an experience. I had a best friend, her name was Jessica. And Jessica was diagnosed with leukemia when we were in the 4th grade. I know it was the 4th grade because I was in Miss Lurz's class. And all of her hair fell out and she had to wear a beanie. And I remember one day in our 4th grade class, people were making fun of her because she had to wear a beanie. People were making fun of her because she had to wear a beanie. So the next day, that night I went home to my mom and dad and I said, I need a beanie. And I begged my dad to let me use his U.S. Postal Service navy blue beanie. And he let me take it, and I wore it, and I tucked all of my hair up because I had long black hair. And I would always have it in a big ponytail or pigtails, like just long hair. And I rolled all my hair up and I put it in a bun, and I wore this beanie all day long in class, so that way my friend didn't have to be the only one having a beanie on. And so little things like that, I always could like zone in on what was going on in a friend or someone that was in my classroom's life. And I was always sensitive to those experiences that my classmates or friends that were going through. As I grew into adulthood and I was a little bit younger, I wasn't quite 18 yet, I became very afraid that people were going to break into our home, afraid that somebody was going to kidnap me from my mom and dad's house, just like these unrealistic fears. And I never understood where they came from. Looking back on it now as an adult, I used to watch America's Most Wanted and Unsolved Mysteries with my dad since I was like 3 years old. So I think that's would have happened. But I started to develop this very serious anxiety about and paranoia of thinking people were going to take me from my mom and dad from watching these shows with my parents. Not paranoia where it took over my everyday life where I was like unable to function. Just when I would go to bed at night, I would be afraid to sleep in the dark, so I had to have a nightlight, and I would have to have my mom check the window to make sure it was locked shut, that kind of thing, you know? So anyways, as I became an adult and I grew and I started using drugs, you know, my anxiety, I was using substances, I was using benzos so much that I was dampening it, I was doling it down. My feelings and that empathy that I felt for others, it was still there, but I was high all the time, so it would be dulled down. Once I got sober in 2015, the reason why I got sober was because my child was taken away from me. My son was taken away from me because I was using substances. And when my son got taken away from me, Child Protective Services had me take 3 psychological evaluations. One to prove that I was not fit, but that didn't work, and I was only diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and depression. Another one as a second opinion, and then another one because they weren't happy with the second opinion. So at the end of the day, by CPS standards, I had generalized anxiety disorder and depression. Once I graduated out of treatment, after 30 days, I was struggling with my sobriety, so I went to go get put on Suboxone. And when I got put on Suboxone, the doctor there was a psychiatrist, I think it's what it is, where they can write you a prescription also. And him and 2 other psychiatrists did a 3.5-hour psychological evaluation on me at 30 days sober, okay? Then when I hit 2 years sober, I came back because I was still going to that same doctor for my Suboxone, and they gave me another psychological evaluation. Then in 2020, when the pandemic hit, my husband relapsed, and I was so fucking depressed. And so I started going to my family care physician, my doctor, and telling him, I'm depressed, I'm struggling, I don't know what to do, I'm struggling. Like, I could not get out of the hole. I wanted to stay in my room all day. I didn't want to leave my home. I turned into a hermit, y'all. And so my doctor started just giving me Wellbutrin. By the time I was done with him, I was up to 350 milligrams of Wellbutrin. If you guys used to watch my old channel, one of my old subscribers pointed this out to me, and they said, now you don't twist your hair during your videos. Every now and then I'll shift my hair to the other side, but I used to twist my hair during all my videos. I think it was because I was over medicated with all that Wellbutrin, but that's besides the point. I went to my doctor, and they still generalized anxiety disorder, depression, and they gave me Lexapro and more Wellbutrin. In 2021, I was so depressed. I was going through so much on social media, and so much of my life, so much of me, I found validation through my social media. At this time, people were calling me a body broker. People were saying that I was a horrible person because I sold people into treatment centers, which I do not do. And so when that happened, I went into a deep depression, and I was so upset because so much of what I felt like validated me was what other people on the internet thought about me. And all of a sudden it hit me like a ton of bricks. Boom! You know you're not a body broker. You know that when you try to help somebody, you put in your all to it, Nicole. You know that you give your phone number out, your email, you jump on phone calls with people 24/7, 7 days a week. And do I see any of these other YouTubers doing that? Hell to the motherfucking no. Okay, I'm the only one that is off the hinges enough to give out my personal cell phone number during a live stream. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because I'm off the hinges. I'm just being silly. It's because I understand what it's like to feel like you have nobody. I understand what it's like to feel like you're at your wit's end. You've used drugs for so long that you want to kill yourself because you can't get sober. And so that's why I give my phone number out. So it all hit me all at once. Like, it doesn't matter what people on the internet think about you. You've been making content, Nicole, for 4.5, 5 years now. The people in the recovery community know who you are. They know your heart. And I'll be honest with you guys. I'm a bullshit detector. And people who bullshit do not like me because I call their bullshit out. And that has been my only struggle, is that sometimes I don't need to call people out, and I will admit that. And I have been trying to get better and better and better at it, and letting life and karma just do its job on its own, and me not having to be the person to call it to people's attention. You know, that's something that I have been learning over the years. But I'm going to stand tall and stand strong on what I believe and what I say. And when people are taking advantage of the recovery community, when people are telling lies or being dishonest, and I know about it, I'm going to let it be known. To protect people I care about, to protect vulnerable people who are looking up to these content creators and people in the recovery community. So once I learned that I didn't have to base my whole existence on what you thought about me online, it was like I came into this whole new being. And me and my husband moved into this new house in November of 2020, and it was like this dark cloud that was like hovering over me. It was like it just fucking parted, and the sun just came shining down on me. And see, that's all I do. All I do is just be honest. I will say what I say on the phone to somebody to your face. I'm not gonna make up half-truth. I just say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And I've never been a person to beat around the bush. And so when people come online and they try to diagnose me with personality disorders because my bullshit meter went off when they were around, that's not my fault or my problem. And maybe you thinking that you have the capabilities to diagnose me with a personality disorder says more about you than it could ever say about me. I would never do that. I would never do that. I don't diagnose people with shit. Okay? Now I will tell you this. When that was brought to my attention in 2019, when Megan emailed me and said I should look into it, you are damn skippy. I looked into it and I brought it to my fucking doctors right away because I was looking for answers at the time and I was struggling and I needed help and I was insecure. And what she said to me hurt me. It made me think, is there something wrong with me? Because I cared about her, because I wanted her channel to succeed, because I shouted her out all the time. Am I in a delusional world because I assumed that we were friends on YouTube? Maybe. But I can walk away from that situation knowing that I did everything I could to try and help her to be a great YouTuber, to share her content, to shout her out, to support her in her sobriety, everything that I could. So, closing that chapter, I just wanted to come here and share with you guys. Yes, I have had many psychological evaluations, and I brought it to those psychological evaluation doctors, psychiatrists' attention and asked them, hey, do you think maybe I have this, HPD? And I've never been diagnosed with any kind of personality disorder at all, you guys. I'm sorry to disappoint the people who were hoping that I was. Okay? If you have a personality disorder, I am not making light of it. There's nothing to be ashamed of, okay? I'm just sharing with you guys that that's not something that I have, okay? I've always been like this. I've always been the way I am. If my personality doesn't get along with you, that's fine, I understand. But I'm a person who believes in being honest, having integrity. It doesn't matter about my trauma when it comes to me being honest. I don't build my platform off of story times, off of half-truths, off of other people's misfortunes. I share my story, and I allow other people in recovery to come share their stories of how they were able to overcome addiction. So I wanted to put this video up because I thought it was really important for me to respond back to the video that Megan posted and that Brittany posted reacting to Megan's video. And saying that I'm jealous over and over again, no, I'm not jealous. I'm a person that believes in being authentic, genuine, and truthful. That's what it is, okay? I have given Jessica a chance, but you wouldn't know that, Megan, because you haven't been on the internet in years, okay? I gave Jessica a chance because she was friends with my very good friend that I love to death, okay? And she was friends with her, and I went out of my way to give her a chance, even after everything we went through in 2019, okay? Do I believe that Jessica has changed her thoughts about Suboxone? I don't think she gives a fuck. I think she intentionally used you, Megan, to come on her channel to talk about recovery and Suboxone because her and I had a falling out or an altercation about Suboxone and MAT treatment, and her being a person with a large following. At the time, she had 5,000 followers. To me, that was a large following. I only had like 1,000. And to me, seeing her put you on her channel was calculated, just like all these other things that she has done. So I truly believe that you're just caught in the crossfire and you don't have any idea what's really going on. And I'm going to give you that. And like I said, I don't take anything you said personally because I don't put any weight in what you or anyone on the internet think about me anymore, because I know me. I know what I'm here doing and who I'm here for and what I'm doing. So even back in 2019, when I made my video about Jessica making that disgusting video about Suboxone, saying that Suboxone, it was crazy that people were on Suboxone long term. Even after that, I posted my video. I reached out to Jessica first before I posted that video, but she ignored me. Then once my video posted, she was right in my DMs. Then she jumped on a phone call with me and said that she was in a dark place when she posted that video. So I took the video down because I'm a good person. I felt bad. Oh, maybe she was having an off day. I hope she learns from this and sees how amazing MAT treatment is and how it helps so many other people. Fast forward 4 years and we see where we're at today. If she truly cared about MAT treatment and people that were on it, why would she accuse me of being a body broker for giving people access to MAT treatment? Why would she accuse me of being a body broker for having a link in my description that takes people to a doctor in their state that they can get an appointment with and get put on subs? Why would she accuse me of being a body broker when she works for a company that does the same thing and provides Suboxone treatment for people? Now, that's all I have to say. Every time I try to move forward from this and not talk about it, you guys, more people make content and my name is in it, and so I feel like I have to say something. I'm not saying anything anymore about any of this. I'm done talking about it. I'm done talking about Jessica Kent. I have nothing else to add to the conversation. You all have seen the paperwork. You've seen everything. I'm done. I want to move forward from this and continue on with recovery content and helping others. Love y'all.